afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another amazing Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, your Lord and Master, your God, your idol. Off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Crossing in the Woods. The treacherous, forested Crossing in the Woods. The setting is 1944, the Ihitto Forest. The 15th Panzer Division has been allocated for local counterattack to flash out. The Americans were able to make gains during the last night. Germany cannot have such a thing happen, and the 19th Division is going to be on the receiving end of such a counterattack. We got here Lightning War, Mobile Defense, and elite troops for Ihitto. Clearly, elite reinforcements have been sent to the 15th Panzer Division away from the preparations for Unternehmen Herbstnebel. Versus Tiberium Candy's Tactical Support Infantry Company and Mechanized Company with Triple Infantry. 19th Division's also got some stuff to call upon, unawares of the dark clouds on the horizon of World War II. So we got that rifling out for Tiberium Candy straight into Infantry Company. So he's clearly going to be using his rifle for something that's likely to be some Browning light machine guns, which of course are quite effective on the riflemen. Performance-wise, they sort of more or less perform like the LMG-42 in game, which on a 5-man rifle squad means it's actually pretty damn good. And the LMG, of course, and Grenadiers are pretty good as well, but again, 5-man squad that all performs better than Grenadiers, it becomes better. But either way, sandbags, mines, of course, we'll be here for Tiberium Candy in the early game. They're good factory setting up. They're very good. Ihitto up the Pioneers in the east. Grenadiers moving westwards. Got M4 doing up here in the east. In fact, pushing straight for the fuel point there. Nice push there by Ihitto. Clearly catches Tiberium Candy off guard, though. For him, luckily, his main effort is acting in the southwest, while Ihitto is more or less going to have the reverse thing happen almost with his Grenadiers, except they're not going to get suppressed. They're going to get shot and run away. Second Grenadier squad out there for Ihitto and the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division. MD42 swiftly positioning, very good. Aggressive and fluid use of machine gun is usually key to the Wehrmacht, but obviously just most other factions relies on machine guns, since again it makes them hard to guess what they're doing and all just makes them a lot more effective. But there you go, reactions using volley fire on the Grenadiers up close here. Almost got with rifling up here, will probably have to do the job to finish it off, but still, it actually draws. Oh, he actually managed to suppress them. Impressive. It was pretty close. The Grenadier squad push around. That actually means now it's just one Grenadier squad versus one rifle squad. If Tiberium Candy pushes in heavily versus the Grenadiers, you'd actually have a good chance of beating them as well. But he actually pulled us back, interestingly enough. Might be trying to sort of take a longer path through here, sneak up, and that way using the terrain here to get closer to the Grenadiers. Which is actually tactically better. No, he just digs in instead. And Ihitto's not too keen on sort of going after them. Do you think the Americans have gone? You idiot, we want the attack. But as the Americans gone? I wish I was the sergeant, not this idiot. Pioneers moving up, MD4 setting up. So again, aggressive machine gun player. Using the Pioneers to scout ahead, making full use of the machine gun's range. Sits up right next to the base entrance, where a lot of units will be entering off map. So really aggressive play here by Ihitto. I like to see that. Grenadiers versus rifle. We got big push here for Tiberium Candy, going for his opponent's calf point. Now that's mean his calf point here is also a bit vulnerable. Grenadiers are marching on the rifle and throw side also have nice flank here. So much fire there up close though. This is actually a bit of a bad idea by Ihitto. I mean, it basically makes the rifleman better. I mean, you can say focus on one. The problem is still there's going to be other riflemen who will be getting a lot of fire on the Grenadiers up close. And the thing to keep in mind, as always, is the riflemen outperform the Grenadiers up close by 50%. So that was definitely not a very wise engagement there by Ihitto. Should use cover instead. But there you go, rifle. Oh, we could see one. No, the machine gun repositioned the Pioneers on with. Oh, 9. He missed a perfect opportunity here for a wipe on the retreating rifle squad. He should have known to come up through there anyways. Oh, what a blunder. That could have been huge for Ihitto here already in the early game. I mean, as the Wehrmacht, one of the things you want to do against the Americans is get wipes if possible. If you can get a wipe, you do it. You go for it hard. And right here to miss one of those key moments, that's absolutely unfortunate. Rifling up, Ken caught with the Grenadiers. Grenadier squad, he could also flank him. They've got a rifle squad flank it, coming the flank of the rifle, essentially making it a bit hard to do. And we got a 4th rifle squad out here for Tiberium Candy. 19th Division there, pouring in a lot of troops. And can soon call in mortar half-tanks, of course, consider Browning light machine guns for additional firepower. Back here, reinforcement going on. Tech as well for Ihitto and the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division. MD42 flank the rifle, quick suppressing them. Forcing them away. And we got S-mines up here. So Ihitto again, keeping up with an aggressive play here. Versus Tiberium Candy using not just machine guns but also S-mines. Lovely to see here. Of course, doing right from the reactions, we get mines moves up. It's got to be counted pretty fast, but still, even then, used correctly, S-mines can still be a bother. I'm presuming they don't get rid of the re-echelons, maybe. we'll have to see MD42 remaining down here in the southeast. Still no doctrinal choice here for Ihitto. Captain out here for Tiberium Canyon. Interesting choice. I mean, considering there's a real playstyle, you'd figure go for the lieutenant, you know, just follow up with a nice, you know, impressive infantry unit and maybe some 50 calibers and hearts tracks, but instead, Tiberium Candy is interesting enough committing to the captain. Maybe he wants the steward instead, and maybe pack howitzers, which aren't bad choices either. It's just, if you sort of consider the rest of the doc in his choices here, it feels a bit like, you know, he might as well just go for the mortar half-track, pardon me would say, but oh well. It's Tiberium Candy here playing, not me. But there you go, before dealing with the rifle, not close to the problem, of course, is the other rifle squad moving up here in this regard. You can see the machine gun being on its own is a quite risky endeavour here, and in this case, quickly gets dealt with by Tiberium Candy, those getting the western fuel. Rifle moving up here, Grenadiers, the troops are sort of spread out a bit much. Rears now with a minesweeper. He's trying to deal with them, pushing away. Right here, there's a problem. This is basically where he'd benefit more from a machine gun on another MG42 as Pioneer should also be building up something in the base instead of standing about here. Ihitto could consider elite troops right now. G43s, concussive grenades, even nerfed, are still pretty good as the riflemen. Plus, you could call in stormtroopers with more immediate frontline reinforcements. I mean, right now, going for elite troops could be a very helpful choice if Ihitto. Just saying. Back here, reinforcement going on. Up here for Tiberium Candy, nothing happening. And down here, the rifle found repulsed. Rifle, by the sound of it, looks like it went off. Nope, actually didn't. Just my imagination then. Oh wait, going for the point here. Like to make a nice company is still not happening. The Pioneer's still grabbing. I definitely feel that's a mistake there by Ihitto in terms of timings. Eugenia want that like to make a nice company, fasten something out from it fast as well. In this case, the American player's gone for the captain, so there is a high likelihood. So, you know, if he's not going to be laying down a bunch of telemines, he's going to be needing a pack fast. And maybe some panzer grenadiers as well, because I mean, all of this, you know, rifle infantry in particular, unupgraded at least for now, is also pretty good targets for the panzer grenadiers to deal with. MD4 setting up here, really bad spot, probably automatically set up there in fact, which was something Ihitto there probably didn't want. Pushing up here for the calf point, that's definitely one way of doing it. Again, Ihitto playing the Wehrmacht very aggressively. I just, again, wish tech-wise he was a bit more on with the ball as well there. And a part of me again thinks like he's going to play aggressively. He'd definitely benefit from elite troops since that supports it quite well again. Gun-Kaiser Grenade as rifle, stunning is just pretty good. D for the fierce adds firepower. The storms just add some, you know, more immediate infantry elements here that can fight those rifle much more efficiently. And there we go, got a wipe. That's going to be hurtful here for Ihitto. Stood halfway down there for Tiberium Candy. Like to make a nice go going for the pack and going for a half track. It's probably going to be a flame for a half track. I mean, that's going to be helpful as the rifleman. Of course, with the steward out, that's going to run some missions. Sadly, he doesn't have safe doctrine, offers regal mines, which at least that way he can sort of help fight the steward a bit. Regal mines are good, by the way. Sadly, just overlooked. MD4 sending up here and there, go point blank range rifle, quickly suppresses them. Still, he needs more support for the machine gun. Oh, rifle just getting absolutely pulverized by the bone saw. It was, amongst other things, known as. Troops are reinforcing, healing, half track out, and there we go, Flampanzerwagen. Stood out there here, the M501. Tiberium Candy supporting his men. And MD425, we have Captain suppressed. Gonna need some bit of trouble. He cancelled the pack 40? Now he goes for it again. I'm guessing he wants to reinforce some troops priority. Didn't, you know, figure. Oh, well, I haven't seen the study figure and he just, you know, didn't cancel it. So, bit of a mistake there by Ihitto. Gives more room here for Tiberium Candy to do some nasty work with his steward. And he's going to need some telemines out, I think, if possible. Telemines tend to be quite helpful as light vehicles if you can get them out. Of course, sometimes the pressure of the opponent is quite so harsh, you can't quite find the time to put up a good telespot. So, I mean, that can be a bit of an issue, but if you can, I mean, it can usually pay off quite nice. And there you go, rifle there, close being wiped out. Could get a wipe, in fact. Yeah, he's going to get a wipe, I think. No, what are you doing? Ah, you drove off the wrong time, you pillock. He actually missed another wipe. This time, though, I'm guessing it was more of a pathing issue with the half-track, just, you know, decided, you know, it should go in a completely different direction. At that point, again, this is where I suspected some of the pathing was programmed by Cthulhu, because that's definitely non-Euclidean movement. Oh, we almost got the reasons, but again, that's likely quite some pack for us, you know, getting that rifle squad wiped. Brian light machine gun out there for Tiberium Candy. That's going to add some more firepower. That's going to make things harder here for Ihitto's infantry, which has not been upgraded by all the light machine guns, which is Probably something he's been doing a lot faster as well. We do have the Pak 40 out here, the Panzerabwehrkanone 40. For some added firepower and flavour. And it goes Stuart. Oh, just the twist about the Pak 40 there. Rather than being scorched. Go ahead on the Stuart. Half it there by the Stuart. And back here, reinforcement moving out. Note he's basically using the terrain. He probably figures there's a Pak 40 about, so by using the terrain here, it makes it harder for Ihitto to sort of get up a good Pak position to sort of catch it up. But digging in around here, very nice work. It's going to make it harder there for Ihitto to push through without some serious force. But there you go, moving in to flash out the Yankees here, and they quickly fall back as soon as they see it. And there you go, Stuart moves in, but there you go, Pak 40 on the job. Lands a cracking well shot there on the side of the Stuart. Second shot, though, misses the mark a bit more spectacularly. Ihitto, by the way, could consider taking out fast and try and go for the support core and maybe push out some armour. I think that could be a pretty solid strategic move here versus Tiberium Candy, who's committing to a mortar and anti-tanking. You'd figure, he might go for the Pak houses, and that's part of his tech tier there, and is pretty good. But he goes for the more conservative mortar choice here. Back here, reinforcement, healing, take up there for Ihitto and the 15th Panzergrenadier Division. Initial stages of the push have so far not quite resulted in the gains that High Command sought. Whereas the 19th Division was able to hold the line quite well. With lots of Browning light machine guns. Hey Carl, look at this, I'm a machine gunner now. You used to be a cook, and a terrible one, Terrence. Terrible one. I still don't know how you managed to burn the pasta, you idiot. After that being repaired out, MD4 hanging about. Take up halfway down there for Ihitto. Tiberium Candy could soon taking up soon himself as well. Stuart moving out. And there you go, mortar fire as well. Making it a bit more difficult for Ihitto to maintain a position. He needs to get rid of that mortar, but the way Tiberium Candy's force goes position, he can't make a straight push forward. He's got no immediate counters for it either, so he might have to sort of try and swing around his entire force to sort of make it harder there for Tiberium Candy to bombard him. And there you go, anti-tank gets good in the half-jack. He's going to get off another one. Oh, no, he missed. Very lucky there for Ihitto. Very lucky. He also finally got some light machine guns up for the Grenadiers, slightly evening things out there as well. Got the M1 moving ahead. Lots of shooting here. We got the Rifle Squad, they're carrying the light machine from inside the house. And the Riflemen being caught in heavy crossfire on the open outside. That's why I should have enough to him. Candy, that was definitely not an amazing move. Securing the point, he being suppressed by the MD42 here. Pak 40 also supporting, but still, he can't quite see it again. Tiberium Candy knows how this bit of terrain works, and he's trying to make as much use of it as possible here. There we go, though. Made a mistake there. Good hit from the Pak 40 on the Stuart. Almost taking that. Could allow here. Ihitto to push forwards. Still no doctrinal choice from Ihitto. Still no choice there. Pioneers on the way. Probably to build the Spalmer core while the other Pioneer squad falls back here as well. Plus, of course, helps with repairs. But he should be able to build the Spalmer core as soon as possible. Goes for flamethrower. And we can see that Ihitto basically realizes this is just going to be a dead end if he doesn't, try and break the stalemate by pushing elsewhere. And he pushes towards these, but of course now most of Tiberium Candy's forces are not there. So this, I think, is a good move there from Ihitto. Kept him there. Could he finally get a wipe? It's going to be another situation where he's close to getting a wipe, but for their reasons, he doesn't get it. And there we go. Finally a wipe for Ihitto. Third time's the charm. Back here, healing reinforcements, Support Corps going up there for the German army. Pak 40 being shifted about. Up here, still not taken for Tiberium Candy. Got the half-track moving about. He could consider laying down some mines, possibly. There you go, around being scorched. Heavy damage there being inflicted. There you go, another hit on the half-track from the anti-tank gun. Western fuel being attacked, but the eastern fuel is going about to hit here. Telemines down, expecting the Stuart to rush in. Very nice move there by Ihitto. Definitely not bad. But on the west, things are starting to look a bit sad. The MD42 needs to retreat now, and even then it could be too late here for Ihitto to salvage. So Palmer Call is up, making activation, go for a Panzer IV. Just needs the manpower to call in this Panzer IV. Oh no, he moved a half-track ahead. He rushed it in, they know the anti-tank is nearby. And down it goes as anticipated. That was very unfortunate by Ihitto. That was a possibly misclick, or just some really bad judgment. Either way, that half take is gone. But again, against some good for the Panther 4, which gives him mid-swing the game back around Tiberium Candy, who has, for whatever reasons, not checked up yet. Might be due to the sheer manpower pressure from Ihitto, but he has yet to take up. In fact, he's floating quite a bit of resources, so probably not even that. Ihitto needs to set up that manpower on their hand for the Panther 4. There you go. Tiberium Candy begins the long tech path. He's very much on the defensive now versus Tiberium Candy, though. Morphous Gladiators are being equipped with light machines to take on Tiberium Candy. Their South troops reinforcing, pioneering up the east side. No flying efforts. Ihitto Barber is yet to choose a doctrine. At this stage, mobile defense seems unlikely, so it's other Lightning War elite troops. Elite troops will also think they've chosen more soon, so I think it's Lightning War he's actually aiming for here. We're hit by the Pack 40 on the third light tank. Victory points wise, pretty close between the two, with a tiny lead here for Tiberium Candy over Ihitto. And there, go roughing it on the mortar, and there we go, wipes it. Pretty good. Like, if someone get his hands on it, that'd be pretty unpleasant there for Tiberium Candy. The question, of course, if he can get it close, and he's pretty close to his base, and there's other units about there, so I just attempt at that. Oh, what is this? We actually got the ambulance pretty close to the main road here from Tiberium Candy. There we go, though. Ihitto is going for the Panzer 4. The Panzerkampfwagen is being mobilized here. Sent in from a nearby Panzer Division to provide support, since a Panzer Division would generally not have access to tanks. It would generally have access to Stugs in its Panzer Battalion. In fact, it was usually the Stug 4 which was commonly used for this purpose. That's a fun fact. Grenadiers pioneers engaging the rifle, Grenadiers falling back. Sadly, couldn't push to make any sort of further progress. His force are basically too scattered, and the machine gun is, well, not really helping much out either. But there you go, flamethrower work here at work. Going the western fuel panels was happening. Steward moving about. Bigger push again in towards the east. Ihitto remains mum on doctrines, but we got the Panzer 4 out, giving him the armoured edge. The problem is, of course, Tiberium Candy is not far behind either. Sadly, Ihitto could have Panzer 4 sooner, but he gave more time to Tiberium Candy pulling up his own Sherman. So we'll introduce how this goes out. Ground points in the east. Could consider some more telemides, maybe. And of course, we need to be careful with this Panzer 4, since the M1 anti-tank gun has a 50% higher rate of fire than most other anti-tank guns, meaning it's actually really good versus medium armor. So it can very much more quickly just, do damage to it. And a pair of anti-tank guns can actually very quickly destroy a Panzer 4 if you're not careful, or just a bit unlucky. Rifle grenade off here against all the riflemen. Pin up machine gun ready, Grenadiers was re-echelons, Panzer 4 just moving about. It seems like Ihitto's a bit unsure what he wants to do, but Tiberium Candy on the hand knows what he wants to do, begin pushing up the eastern side. Still, Ihitto's soon going to have both fuel points, which should allow him to pull ahead for some tanks. Tiberium Candy Sherman has been mobilized here. 50 caliber on the way as well. And there you go, Panzer 4 directly engaged, down to half health already. But quick to fall back here, using the train to avoid further fire. Very nice, very nice. There's Mud to go up the point there. There we go, hit on the Steward, which gains 22, and rifling it off in the mortar again, wiping it once more. Panzer Warlord's going to need some sort of repairs. The problem is the Pioneers are not at the base. But he can actually, in a few seconds, go for second Panzer 4, giving him a say larger armoured edge. He's also finally chosen a doctrine that is Lightning War, as well, more or less predicted. We could have gone for it a bit sooner, I think, though. We'll have to see how well he makes use of it. I mean, tactical movement can be pretty good. Relief infantry can be helpful, and of course the target tank is pretty neat. But I think some early G43s could have been useful here for Ihitto in some engagement versus Tiberium Candy, and he could still upgrade this Grenadier squad with it. Panzer 4, though, in need of repairs badly. Grenadiers being shattered there by mortar fire, and flanked as well. Nice push there by Tiberium Candy. Sherman there, quite a pain in the ass, and the Pack 4 is also forced to roll back due to being threatened by infantry. He can go for the second Panzer 4 now. He isn't, though, which is a bit interesting to note. Might he try and Panzerfaust it? Probably is, but sadly can't get close enough in the steward escapes here. The wrath of the Wehrmacht and its veteran 2 anti-tank gun. And he just reinforced a lot of troops. I definitely think he should have gone for the Panzer IV before reinforcing anything. Instead, he's going for a second Pack 40 here rather than the Panzer IV. He's aiming for a Tiger now. I definitely feel that's a weak move. I mean, the Tiger is nice, but generally you want, at least in my experience, 2 medium tanks up before trying to push for a heavy tank like this. In particular when you're not accepting a strong position anyways. I mean, the immediate impact of 2 Panther IVs I think are bigger than just, giving his opponent more time to bring out stuff. And then, have the Tiger ready at that stage. But we'll see. Pack 4 of the Lancer good in the Sherman. Piercing the side armour easily. Now the hit goes through the frontal armour. Troops are healing reinforcing. Panther IV is good to go once more for Ihitto for the German army. Sweeping westwards. Good, good. Victory points wise. It's now Tiberium can use a bigger lead here over Ihitto with 427s and 336. He's almost got the Tiger tank, but again the cut-off for the fuel points there. He's not helping out a ton. Plus he still needs to assemble all the manpower required as well. So we'll have to see if we can actually get a Tiger tank fast enough here versus Tiberium Candy. I mean, if he gets a Tiger tank out at a good pace, it could definitely give Tiberium Candy some issues, but again, the amount of time it requires just to get the resources can occasionally backfire, depending on the opponent. Head on a tank there, I don't think that's too wise, and so far Tiberium Candy seems very intent on proving that point here to Ihitto. Still hitting the Sherman. Could theoretically call in the Priest now, though I don't think you should go for that. I mean, that just makes the Tiger tank a lot better. Seem to have less stuff to counter it with or pressure it. Ground points in the east. Got the troops setting out. That Telemann really hasn't done much. And here, Grenadiers versus Riflemen, the heavy cover, they should definitely benefit the Grenadiers. With more moving up support, another showing up left for Tiberium Candy. Clearly not going to go for a Priest at least right away. Which is good. Ihitto is in terms of fuel 1 minute away, but manpower wise he's going to need 2 minutes. And the problem, of course, if he keeps reinforcing his stuff, he's going to need more than 2 minutes. He could need 3 or even 4 minutes. There you go, push here from Tiberium Candy, a small armoured detachment, send in with some troops to back it up. Nice flank from the Panzer IV though. Back here healing reinforcement. Got the point here. He's going to need a rifleman, I think, to have a decent chance. There you go. Sets it off, but we got much more information from Tiberium Candy. He's just striking hard here. Immediately compelling retreat there from Ihitto. Telemann spotted, being destroyed here by the Sherman. He's attempted. So now he's got the fuel, but again, the way he keeps reinforcing and seeming to keep pushing, which is going to keep causing more reinforcement, this Tiger tank is going to be quite delayed again. This is kind of why you want 2 Panther IVs out or something else like that, because they can help absorb some of the damage since they don't cost manpower to reinforce. You can that way preserve manpower more easily, whereas they're going to be just 1 tank. Your infantry is going to be carrying a lot more of the burden, meaning manpower is going to be overall more expensive. So again, that way it just further makes it hard to go for a Tiger tank. It's going to just straight up wipe here. Sherman 1 shots in the Tiger and the squad till he called in as well. Going to have to fall back. Going to have to fall back. There you go. Minor kill on the machine gun crew. Ihitto very much on the defensive right now versus Tiberium Candy. Again, he really wants the Tiger tank, but again, the way he's sort of been doing things just makes it difficult to go for. I'd not be surprised if it ends up with him almost having as much fuel to go for a Tiger tank and a Panther IV once he gets a Tiger tank up, because he just has to keep delaying stuff. Due to his force composition not really being super solid in supporting a move for such a piece of heavy armor. Mines down here, I think, that looks it. Oh, just briefly look like it. Oh! Something went up in smoke, looks like. Oh, this ambulance got hit! before him managed to snipe, but a small victory there for Ihitto. I did it, Fritz! I heard something! You hit an ambulance, Ludwig! They're gonna be really upset if they find out, you know. Oh, scheiße. Couldn't we just say it was an ice cream wagon? It's the Americans, while happy for ice cream, aren't that happy, at least from what I know.
Ambulance taking the field.
Pulling it, they're going for the Stewart here. Need to be careful, they need to be careful. There we go, finally calling in the Tiger tank. Didn't quite end up staying as long as it could have, but at least he finally was able to push out the Tiger, which put some serious pressure on Tiberium Candy. Now, of course, he has to be able to use the Tiger efficiently, but it is out now, and will be quite the potential headache for Tiberium Candy. It's bound to fall those kind of repairs. There we go, double pack orders as well there, and nasty little pack front, which was a German tactic that basically just put all the anti-tank guns under the command of one officer, who could then sort of designate targets, allowing the Germans to coordinate overall better sort of first strike from all the anti-tank guns, usually decreasing the amount of return fire. It was also a tactic that the Germans, or the Russians, straight up copied from the Germans, forcing the Germans to come up with a counter to it. Seems like Ihitto's a bit unsure what he wants to do, a bit milling about here with the pack and the Tiger. I mean, the Tiger's now been out at least for a minute or two, but he's yet to do anything. First shot is a miss. Rolling about there. Looks like he's sending into the west without any support, which is kind of risky. I mean, Tiberium Candy could have laid down mines, but even then, like, any issues, and the Tiger's going to have a hard time getting out of there, so it seems a bit odd. And there go, good from the M1 on the Tiger tank. Jack's on the way to counter the Tiger. Good decision there by Tiberium Candy. Anti-tank at that range bounces off more regularly on the tank's armor. Pioneers white, they'd have lost if Ihitto. Tiger tank getting some more kills. We got the infantry on its own here. That seems to have been a mistake there by Ihitto. He's clearly pushing westwards here, though again he does leave the entire eastern half of the map mostly open there to Tiberium Candy, so that's a major of this move. He might want to consider relief infantry. I mean, so there's some extra cheap infantry to hope some of the points in the RAS I think could be helpful for Ihitto versus Tiberium Candy. Yeah, but this just hitting marginally shredded. There you go, Tiger, Panzer Force striking at the rifle, they cover quickly crumbling under the intense German firepower. There you go, the rifleman managed mostly survive, but that might not last long. In this case, you probably should just go for the anti-tank and destroy it before it becomes a problem. We got air support called in. This seems very premature by Ihitto. We should at least try to bait them in before calling in the air support. Oh, never mind, he actually goes for it. He might have a chance here. Oh, no, never mind. Close, but no cigar. Jackson the reeling itself. Sherman's packs opening up the Sherman. Need to pull back his armor and get it repaired. He can also go for another Panther in a few seconds. In which case, they have a decent force of 1 Tiger and 2 Panther Force, which can lay down some heavy firepower there versus Tiberium Candy if utilised correctly.
We are losing a sector. Supply line just got cut off.
Getting some hits, they're mostly hitting infantry rather than the armour. He needs more Pioneers as well, besides the 2nd Panther Force to repair his armour faster, because 1 Pioneer squad for a Tiger and any number of Panther Forces is going to be not very efficient. It's ultimately too slow. Goes for the Stuke. Oh, he goes for another Panther 4. I mean, the Stuke could also have been a quite helpful choice, to be honest. But in the end, Ihitto is committed to the Panzer 4. Stewart sneaking in, they're still alive here for Ihitto with 4 kills for Destiny 2. And no anti-tank support inside here for Ihitto. Not entirely sure what to send his force into to the east without any anti-tank support. I mean, he should be anticipating some kind of response there from Tiberium, can be. And he's sending in a damaged Panzer IV now. That is definitely pretty reckless there by him. And looks like he realises that and pulls back the Panzer IV. Second one arriving. Tiger still getting repaired.
Redouble your efforts. We are down to 200 points. Take ready.
200 points left for Ihitto in the 15th Panzer Grenadiers. We got the Shermans moving up here. Fort Tiberium Candy. Pinlock machine being added to the Panzer IV. Finding position up here to help dig in and defend more easily without having to commit infantry. Not bad. If Ihitto had a spare manpower, he could probably consider it as well, but right now the situation doesn't quite allow for that. But he is going for more pioneers at least finally. Very necessary that. Need to be careful how he sets his Tiger about them. I mean, he technically re-exposed there. Need to pull back the Tiger tank Pan 4 supporting. He's allowing us to get too close with the anti-tank rifle. That's been a mistake there by Ihitto. Pack 4 from the Sherman, taking down to half health, damaging on the Tiger tank. Oh dear. Rifle getting hammered with Panzer and Tiger 5. Panzer takes it from the Jackson, the Major nearby. House collapses as a stray high explosive round completely blows apart. It supports the newsman up against Rifle. We got the Sherman moving up. Pack 40 could stand a bit closer to the front line there. And there we go. Got something wiped. Looks like, sounds like a mortar maybe again. Yup. Mortar bit the dust for the third time. Nice hit from the Panzer IV. Pack 40 close to support power. That's a veteran with 3 Pack 40 that is very efficient. Can take on most armor easily. Plus has a high rate of fire, making it very dangerous for any allied tanks. Stood moving about here, Rifle pinned down, and that's his own mine there, so he has nothing to worry about. Bunker up to cover the centre, an interesting choice here by Ihitto. Tiger there is seeing pioneer spot, which is very necessary. And still they're trying to escape. Can it get away? Looks like it, looks like it. Trying to hide it behind the front position, and in the west, Sherman goes down here to pack front. Excellently taken out there by Ihitto, leaving Tiberium Candy short one Sherman. He's also floating a ton of manpower, by the way. He could get some fuel caches or munitions caches. And he goes for the priest, so he actually is now just as one Sherman and one Jackson. Plus he's short an anti-tank gun, so that could be a bit of a problem there for Tiberium Candy versus Ihitto. As it does give Ihitto a sizable arm advantage. So hits in the Panzer from the Jackson tank, destroys 90mm gun, easily piercing the 80mm of armor of the Panzerkampf Amphib. Anti-tank rifle mid length. Lays down some nice hits as well there. Bunker up, Tiger moving in. Could he try and flank behind? He could, but does die. And we see the Panzer there going down. Grenadiers, lost a pack. Didn't lose the Veteran 3 pack, though the other one was Veteran 2, which is nonetheless a significant loss here for Ihitto. More hits to the Tiger, just obliterating numerous rifle there by the stream. 10 kills on the Mektikatiga. Tiger's going to get repairs again. We got artillery fire raining down here. Called in by the Major on the pack position. Oh, he's going for the rifle there. He might try and aim for a wipe. Not bad. No, he ignores them. Oh, no. Jackson getting Veteran 2 there. Bit of a mess of a situation if I hit in the east and the east with machine gun support moving out. Directly on the Tiger by the Jackson machine gun bank substands, pinning down the rifle here by the centre victory point. Very good, very good. And how did just consider far away? Got 3 kills so far. Good hit from the heroic Hunter tank and then the Sherman. Needs to be careful though, it is in dire need of healing. Ihitto could consider another Panzer IV, though part of me might suggest getting Sturmgeschütz here to help hunt down the Jackson and the Shermans more efficiently. We'll see what Ihitto ends up with. There's also the theoretical option of going for Tier 4, maybe a Panther instead, or a Sturmpanzer. Does go for Stu, he does go, cancels it, and goes for an Ostwind instead. The Osman definitely seems like a weird choice, considering he's got a Tiger and a Panther 4. Like, I'd say the Allied armor is probably a bigger threat right now than the Allied infantry. Like, he can get rid of the armor, he can just use his tank and his Panther 4 more freely anyway. So the Osman, it feels like a weird choice. I mean, it's not even that good as an infantry. No, we'll see, but definitely feels like an odd choice. I can't recommend there for Ihitto. Tiberium Convoy taking advantage to push up the west side as Ihitto's pushing up the east side. Tiberium Convoy is displaying, I think, some good mobility in the battlefield here. A lot of the time trying to outmaneuver his opponent. He also got mines being attempted here, the M7 light anti-vehicle mine. And he's back to the Stug plan here. Nope, cancels it. Ihitto is really indecisive, by the way. He's also going for more gun and to replace the ones lost, but this indecision could prove to be a problem there for Ihitto as the match goes on. More mines. Again, he's trying to make it harder for Ihitto to push forwards. Very good planning here by Tiberium Candy. A lot of players when they're actually in a decent sort of advantageous position tend to neglect actually just digging in, making it harder for the opponent to actually get back into the match. Priest fires away again. Tiger tank is almost good to go. Just needs the finishing touches before it can push forward for Germany once more. And this was Raffenraffen losing out here. Bunker is somehow still standing, but there you go, finally goes down to a mortar round. Straight for the artillery fire. Not the best move, I think, there by Ihitto. Straight into the large rifle. Hope it's going to likely pop up and tank rifle. It means he's going to have to repair the Tiger again. There we go. 13 kills on the Tiger tank with Jackson Sherman moving ahead. Pack forward, there we go. Lands several hits on this Jackson. Almost taking out the Panzerfaust off. And, ooh, hits the breakage of the anti-tank instead of the Jackson. My God, we just fixed that thing. How about diving a bit more carefully, you shice bastard? Only 4-2 there versus Stewart. That is a pretty bad spot there without any anti-tank. We got the Panther pack moving up here. 169 between 356. Good hit on this Stewart, but it's not going to be enough to finish it off. Ihitto's still not committing to more armor. All tier 4 definitely needs to do something. Either Stu's trying. Oh, he is going for tier 4. No, he cancels it. Ihitto really can't make up his mind. He is really indecisive about this. First tier 4, then Ostwind, then Panther 4. Like, he is, I think, really unsure what he wants to do here versus Tiberium Candy. Versus the Panther 4, we got the final person opening up. There's rope double packs though. Trying to take it down. None of them hit though. Meanwhile, there it seems like Tiberium Candy getting ready for the next push. Power to firing. Notice actually switching positions for the priest, so basically Ihitto can't figure out an easy path to just rush it down and destroy it. That's definitely a good idea, by the way. And another Sherman there for Tiberium Candy. Rather than getting engaged with the target tank out in the open, they are easy hits, and there you go. Panther 4 needs to be allowed to shoot in from there you go. Another Panther 4 out. Need to allow the Panther 4 to shoot in if they're going to be in the white. Oh dear, they're going to get white. They're going to get white. There we go. Sort of running down. Tiger tank. Oh, firing back. There you go, moving ahead again. Tiger tank then moving in the bound, but the Panther 4 is going to go down there. Send it in without real support. Needs allowed to be isolated. There was a mistake there by Ihitto, to be honest. And the air support in itself was also, I think, poorly timed. Should have been faster out, but not done at all. In this case, the air support just going to do nothing, meaning he just spent 200 munitions for an air show. But no actual destruction of the Allies. Panther 4 rolling back. You go for another Panther 4 that at this stage you probably would recommend a Stug. Plus maybe some relief engine just that way, get some troops out to the field, just help them contest on the points, just pressure Tiberium Candy better than he's currently doing. Mine off by the sound of it. Make sure there's minesweepers up there for Ihitto. We can see that Tiberium Candy setting up for flank using the Shermans. Very nice, very nice. He's not just the meat grinder type, but he's actually trying to outmaneuver his opponent, which is very good, very good.
Destroyed an emplacement.
Generally shifting about from angle to angle, so I'm trying to attack
The enemy is
Ihitto from
overrunning
different
one of our
spots.
capture points.
Oh, Ihitto to an extent is also doing the same, but he's, so I was saying, always quite successful with Tiberium Candy. There we go, Pentafor down to half health. And we got the target tank keeping engaged with the Jackson. Plus, it's still raining down the Pack 49 machine back up, this time in the east. Germans flanking about, he could try and go for the south. Or I suppose they could just engage Ihitto's base directly. Taking the infantry company down to half health. Almost wiped the entire machine gun crew there. And target engaged. Tank needs it up. Needs some target weak points to try and stand up the vehicle, destroy them properly. Sherman down, finding a tank kill there. Stood flanking up. There is a bit of trouble here. This is a possibly big push there. We've got infantry moving ahead. They probably should have more infantry moving sooner. Maybe lay down some smokes from the Shermans first. Pack 40 there, caught in a really bad spot. The Jackson moving head straight into the Pack 40 here. Target weak point, great target weak point. Target's a weak point, Helmut. There we go. Jackson down, a substantial loss here for Tiberium Candy. Tiger tank veteran to increasing accuracy and range, making that much more of a lethal opponent to infantry and armour alike. Also needs to allow the tiger tank to use an infantry, I think, here. There we go. Quickly forcing away the rifleman. Tiger pursuing in. Directed here for the Sherman and gets one in return. Trying to repair while under fire is a bad idea, but Ihitto now guy's target tank damaged. Pioneer's wiped, he's down to just one Pioneer supposed to Tiberium Candy. That calls out another tank, just trying to mine us off there. Ihitto and the 15th Panzer going to be short in a bit of a tough spot there. And we got the steward flanking the Tiger tank. Cheeky Tiberium Candy.
A squad of pioneers has arrived.
Pushing up for the center, got the Sherman away. And the tank and just not hitting anything. Ground the rifle there, kills poor Bobby Joe. And there you go, that's going to be a wipe. Nicely done there by Ihitto. Steward flanking about, they're taking hits from the Tiger and the Panther 4. Almost taking out the Steward, but not quite sufficient. 125 versus 346. Another Panther 4 fire here too, no Sturmgeschütz. Targeting the bombarding rifle infantry. Sherman moving in, we got the Jacks moving up as well here. Pack 40 is nowhere near to be seen. And another Panther 4 gets cooked up here by the Jackson tank destroyer.
Enemy has destroyed a Panzer.
Good hit there, but lacks firepower. Pioneers need to support there. We got the 8 Pack 40 moving up. Rayson's almost down. So is the Tiger tank, which is actually close to veteran 3, impressively enough. But the way he's committing his force to the battle here is rather making it easy for Tiberium Candy to just murder them. Particularly losing the ace target of Pack 40 is going to hurt him.
We have lost a Pack.
And pop goes that weasel.
We have a new Panzer 4.
125 versus 335. Still, if I had trying to silence whatever stuff I had just got here. And there you go. Pack 40 takes direct hit. The crew is scattered across the nearby scenery and the Tiger tank. And destroyed it becomes an utter wreck there. Ihitto's forces are in a state of heavy disrepair. As Tiberium Candy just keeps up the push, the 15th Panzer Division has not succeeded very well in its attack so far. Good hit from the Tiger tank there, very close to veteran fleet. Direct hit from the Jackson, easily penetrates the armour. Gets this dude. Finally. Took him ages to get it, but he did finally pop it. And he really should, I think, go for relief infantry again. Just having some cheaper Ostrom about here now, I think could have done a lot of good several times for Ihitto, but he just never quite seemed to go for it. And machine gun takes with the captain. Fresh replacement there with a brown light machine gun. Mortar wiped for like the 4th or 5th time. And another Sherman for Tiberium candy for the 19th Infantry. And there he goes, going in for a kill there. I think Sherman Jackson moving in. Good from the Tiger and the Jackson, but there we go. Ihitto ends up surrendering, realising he's got no chance anyways. So close to the victory for the Tiger, making it a Tiger race. But there you go, GG, game over. A brutal fight right here on Crossing in the Woods with heavy damage on both sides. Ihitto doing a lot of damage kills wise, though they're actually extremely close. The overall issue I think for Ihitto is just there's these sort of weird mistakes cropping up, fails to get wipes. There was a bit of bad luck. I think the first one there was a bit more like that could have been done, I think, quite well. But also just a lot of indecision as the game went on from the Ihitto again, just can't quite decide if he wants the Ostrom, the Stuck, take up, Panzer IV, like what does he want? That combined I think with weaker doctrinal usage, like his Stuck close air support was poorly used, relief infantry never appeared on much else from the doctrine. So I definitely think like had Ihitto made better use of his doctrines, he could have probably done I think also better there versus Tiberium Candy. The Tiberium Candy would also just played around Ihitto quite well, constantly shifted about his attacks, and just trying to rely on meat grind and attrition tactics against Ihitto. And also make decent use of the artillery. I mean, there's definitely also some good play there from Tiberium Candy compared to Ihitto. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, once subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send a new plan, provide some feedback in the comment section. Links in the video description. You can also find links to where you can support me either by Patreon or PayPal. Every little bit helps. So thank you all for joining in. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye, everybody.